like those who are having an issue regarding the, yeah, those who are, okay, Aman. So those who are having an issue regarding the lab access, you can try the steps which is mentioned in the in this particular PDF. Same error I got. Not able to set the password itself. That's not possible, Ankita. Like whenever you are creating your account, so it's your account. So you can set your password by your own. It's not up to me. I am pasting the link again. This is the link. You can try this link and all the steps are there. You can try the same steps. How to navigate to the page mentioned in the step 5. Let me open that, open this. Step 5, where is the step 5? Just click on this student guide. Click on the student guide, then you will click on this button. On the lab interface, you click on this button, student guide. I've already sent the link. Okay, let me paste again. Okay, and now those people, all labs are still unavailable. Like none of you can see the labs because those labs are not enabled by me. Once I will enable the lab, then you can see the labs. Right now, labs are unavailable for all of you. Link is on your email. Like you got one mail from the Trinocate. Like you can access access the labs on this link. So link is on the mail, but steps are included in the PDF. Yesterday I attended the course, but received mail that you have not attended the first day. That means like it's possible you have not marked attendance. So please mark attendance first, then you will get the. If still like if you marked it still like it is showing the same thing, then you can write the mail on this email ID. Cloudacademy@trinocate.com. Mention that you have like attended the session. Still, your attendance is not marked on the first day. Okay, Bhavani, and I think many peoples are there who are getting this type of error. You don't have access to this class. So what I am doing, I'm creating one document. Give me a moment. Actually, lots of participants are there. That's why it's happening. Give me a moment. I'm resolving your issue also. Anyone can edit. Okay. I'm copying a link and pasting in a chat. Okay. I have given one text document to you in the chat. Those who are getting this type of error, let me show you how. Those who are getting this type of error, you don't have access to this class. Those who are having this type of error, Please write your mail in that document in that notepad form. I have shared one document. Please write your mail in that document. Those who are facing this type of error, so that I can add your name. I got one mail that is patrick.soren. I repeat to everyone, those who are facing this type of error, you don't have access to this class. Please contact your instructor for the assistance. Please write your mail in that document. Please send a link which we have to access. I can see this after login. What to do, please? Click on for more details on your AWS Builder ID. Click here. Click on this. Attendance will be marked by the backend team today. Like, uh, okay. I got attendance link and I will share the attendance link at 2:30. Once like a few more people are there, then I will share the attendance link. I got the attendance link, but I will share the attendance link at the 2:30. Till now, if anyone have any doubt regarding the labs and all those things, we are like resolving that issues. So I have shared one document link. So please write your mail on on that document link. No, no, no. All have to put your official mail. Don't use your personal mail. Then it will be like hard for me to add your names manually in the for the labs. Put your official mail here. I get only 5 responses. Folks, please respond. If you are getting this type of error, please contact your instructor. Please write your mail in the on that document. 5 responses are there, but in the chat, lot of people are saying.
टोटल कितने जाने आपने
Chan Chandni, please add your name by yourself. Not able to add the text in the file. How it is possible? I have given the like access to everyone. I am adding, but every time it is saying every time updating. What shall I do, Talib? Let me see your issue. I did not receive a mail. I did not attend the class, but I attended. But like if you attended the class, you did not receive a mail, please write a mail to the cloudacademy@tinokit.com. I got only 7 mails. Patrick, Sanket, Venkata, Vikram, Ayaz, Hussain, 10. Now it is only saying 11. Okay. Can you please share the URL again? URL means like you are, Ushran, you are asking for the lab access. Which URL you are asking? I have added my name twice, but what's your name? Ranit. Let me check. I cannot see your email, Ranit. After clicking on the AWS Builder ID, where I can see the learning dashboard, where to add. Sangeeta, I have shared one document. On the document, add your mail. Okay, Shikha has added. Got 15 mails. Someone deleting my mail ID again and again. Folks, please do it like this. Please, don't delete anyone's ID. Just update your ID. 16. I got 16. Everyone is trying to update at the same time. Okay, you can proceed with this, and I am proceeding with the PPT. And most of the people is asking where to add. Let me share the link again. This is the one text like this. This is the one notepad file, and in that notepad file, those who are having that issue like you don't have access to the class, please contact your instructor. Only in that case, add your ID here. Only those who are facing the issue, please contact your instructor. And if you are having an issue other than that, then we can discuss that issue like separately. I think a lot of people is trying to update the this notepad simultaneously. That's why it is showing some error. So no worries. I am forwarding with the PPTs. Till then, after 5 minutes or 7 minutes, 10 minutes, you will update your email ID again. Let's see what is next. Okay, before moving to the next concept, let's have a recap. What we have covered yesterday. So can anyone, the course name is DVS C02. Can anyone explain what we have covered yesterday? What are the things we have covered yesterday? Module 1, module 2, and we are defining the module 3. Like we are accessing the we are going to the module 3. So what are the services are there which we are using for building our application? Services like IAM, services like Cognito, S3, DynamoDB, Lambda, API gateway, Poly, and let me see if anything left. IAM, Cognito, S3, DynamoDB, Lambda, API gateway, Poly, and CloudWatch. And X-ray. So these are some services which we have covered in the yesterday's session. And if I'm asking why we are using IAM in our application, I'm not asking what is IAM and all those things. I'm just generally asking what IAM is doing in our application. Why we are using IAM in our application. Access to AWS services, correct. Authentication authorizations. What is the use case of Cognito for our application? Give permissions to our AWS resources for the users, for the clients, for the customers. S3 we are using for what purpose we are using S3 in our application? For hosting and for the storing the MP3 files, correct. What about the DynamoDB? DynamoDB is a database. Correct. Lambda. What about the Lambda? Lambda is serverless. Yeah, I know. Why we are using Lambda? Yeah, for the computation power. Correct. For the computing. API gateway. Why we are using API gateway in our applications? I'm not asking about any like what is the use case and what is the definitions. Just I'm asking why we are using API gateway in our applications. Correct, Dheeraj. To connect all the services. Poly. Why we're using Poly? Text to speech. Correct. CloudWatch. Monitoring. Correct. X-ray. Debugging. Correct. Tracing, debugging. Correct. 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 Now, also, I have told you like there are three methods to interact with the AWS services. The first method is AWS Management Console. Second method is command line interface. Third method is software development kit. I have told, like I have shown you one demo regarding the console, regarding the CLI, and now we will see some more things regarding the SDK. So this is the recap of day one class. Now we are starting our day two. Let me open the PPT. It's module number 3. We have already covered all this, and now we are going to see the AWS. Yeah, ID. First, we are seeing the IDs. What is ID? You all are developer. You are like at any point of time, you have like definitely worked on any IDs. What is ID according to you? Anyone? Yeah, development related. Correct, correct, correct. Now let me tell you more about the IDs. So you are using these IDs, that is your integrated development environment, to write, run, and debug your code for your applications. Because these tools are like these tools you need as a developer can be accessed from a single applications. And these IDs can also improve your productivity. How? Because you can edit your code in the ID that's basically increasing the readability of a code. With you can also like highlight the syntax, and in some IDs, autocomplete feature is there, hint feature is there for the syntax, and these IDs also helping you to gain deep understanding of the code with some compilers or interpreters. And this ID, you are basically like this ID you can install on your local machines. Also, you can use cloud-based ID. So I'm talking about the cloud-based ID. What is cloud-based ID? Cloud-based ID basically a browser-based ID in which there is no need to install any software on your local machines. You are using ID on the cloud. Means on a browsers you are using a ID. So which is the cloud-based ID? So these are all are the examples of the like third-party IDs like Eclipse, Rider, WebStorm, Visual Studio, PyCharms, like IntelliJ. These are some common names which any time like any point of time you have definitely used any of the IDs. And this Cloud9 is basically an example of a cloud-based ID or browser-based ID in which you are working on a browser on the ID. So let's see what is Cloud9. So Cloud9 is basically an ID that support developers like to develop on the cloud. Like you are not using any third-party ID software on your local machines. Instead of that, you are using some cloud-based ID and you are developing your applications on the cloud. So with this Cloud9, like you can write a code, you can run a code, you can debug a code only using a browsers. There's no need to install the software and then configure those software, set the environment variable and all those things. There is no need of that. So now why I am telling all these things on the PPT. Instead of that, let me show you all those things practically. So this is my AWS management console. Now, if I search for Cloud9, Cloud9 is the name of a service which is giving you the feature of a cloud-based IDE. Let's create an environment. I'm giving a name like demo environment. Okay, this is optional, so I'm keeping it by default. And I'm keeping everything by default. Like this ID is basically run on the top of the one EC2 machine. So I can configure that EC2 machine also. And let's create. Someone is asking, is Cloud9 free? The answer is no. Because on the back end, you are running one EC2 instance and you will be charged on the basis of the EC2 instance. Like how many time, like for how much time that, like for how much durations you are running that particular EC2 instance. So you will be charged on the basis of that. Till this demo environment is creating, I am also giving the attendance link to all of you. I am copying this attendance link and providing in a chat. This is the attendance link. I have pasted the attendance link in a chat. Please everyone mark the attendance. And can any one of you please pin this attendance link in the pin in the chat so that I don't have to like uh, paste it again and again because most of the people is asking please share the link again and again.
Hi,
That's why.
Talib.
Hello, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sujata here from Trenugate. I have already pinned the link in the chat for your attendance. But even after telling you all that please don't share your employee codes, we all are sharing your employee codes. Do not do that because we are not able to provide you the lab access on your employee code email ID. Okay. So please write your name, first name, last name, and your registered official TCS email ID with your name. Okay. Thank you very much. And those who have marked being absent yesterday, we have already updated the data and it's marked as present. So don't worry about
See,
your attendance part and your labs part. As and when you are added in the labs, you will definitely get the access to the labs.
see, mark
Talib
like
is
this,
just
like
showing you an example that he's writing his name at the rate tcs.com. So please do that. Not
mark the
getting
attendance like
access,
this. Yes, ma'am. Carry on.
that Talib will check. He will help you out. No problem if you have received the email for absenteeism, you can ignore. We know that you are present and you have got the access. Because we have shared the email in bulk, maybe there may be some problem. So don't worry. If you have joined late, we must have not marked you. But definitely we have marked everyone who were present yesterday. Did the same yesterday. Okay, Avik, we have updated the attendance, so don't worry.
Oops,
Any
I'm giving
questions
the
for
5 minute
me?
5 minute times to mark attendance. So take your time and mark attendance, everyone.
The link is open till 3 o'clock. So don't worry. You can update your attendance. Talib, you can continue. And please
Okay,
don't
sure.
spam the chat box. You all are writing done, this, that. Please don't do that. Meeting ID and password yesterday also I have shared. If you want, I can share it again. Give me just 2 minutes. I'll just put it in the chat, the meeting ID and password. If you're not able to join, please use the meeting ID and password and join the session. And one more thing I want to highlight, do not use the lab link on your mobile phones. It won't work. Please use a different laptop or a different browser. Thank you so much.
One question after the course will be exam to receive the Trinokit certifications. No,
We are not
for the
giving you
Trino.
any certifications. We will just give you an exam which will just clear that how much you have gained in this session. That will be a mock assessment. Usha Rani, we have updated your attendance, so don't worry about it.
Okay, so I hope everyone has marked the attendance. Any certificate for training completed? Yeah, I think you will get the one certification for the training completions, but not any certifications regarding the AWS.
Those who
Like,
have attended for the whole 5 days, your attendance is marked, they will be getting the certificate. That is, they have attended the session. Okay, thank you. Talim, you can check somebody has shared that not getting verification code. Can you reply to that?
okay, in the chat just now. Okay, verification code. Let me see. TCS. Okay, so like one link is like one code is there on your mail. So you can just copy that code and write it here because like first time you are creating an account, that why it is verifying your mail. So just copy that code and paste it here and then click on the verify. Then your you will be verified and you can access the lab. Kumar Sen, because you are creating your account first time, that why it is asking a code. Okay, for the bookshelf, I repeated many times for the bookshelves, there is a possibility that you are not getting any mail. So please don't wait for the mail. Just click on the sign in and open link in a new tab. If that method is not working for you, then close all the tabs and try to try to click on student guide again. If that method is also not working, try the same thing in incognito mode. If that method is also not working, then try the same thing in a different browser. Because
Somebody
like
has
the
written, yesterday I have got the lab access, but today it is not working. Can you check, clear cache your system and try again so that it can help?
an error occurred signing into the applications. Rahul, close the tab and clear the cookies and sign in again with the lab link.
Please do not join the session with the name as unknown user. We won't be able to mark you present or give you the access for the labs. Okay. I've seen that there are few participants who have joined as unknown user.
Yes, Ankita, you are on the right page. Like this is the lab interface. Once I will complete the 4 modules, then I will enable the lab one by one. So if you are seeing this type of interface, let me show you. If you are seeing this type of interface and labs are unavailable for you, that means you are on the right page. Once I will complete the modules, then I will give the access one by one.
Okay. So we'll wait till 3:15 for your attendance and then we'll close. Thank you, Talib. You can continue.
Thank you. So I'm showing the demo. how to like use the Cloud9. So I have created one environment. Now if I click on open, see I got this type of interface for the IDE. See, everything is up and ready for me. Now if I want to clone any repository, so let's see how to clone the repository. So let me open the notepad first. The notepad I have marked something, some repository, not this one, I think this one. So I want to clone a repository. So I am pasting the same command here. That is git clone and the name of the repository. And if I press enter, see it is cloning the repository. And I can see all the things in that repository here in my cloud-based IDE. Or you can see the browser-based IDE. All things are there for the S3 and for the SAM. Now, if you are asking me, Talib, can you show, like you are telling me, you will also show how to interact with the AWS services, or how to interact with the AWS services using SDK. Let me show you how to interact. I'm creating one file, and let's save this file as I'm saving this file as test.py. This file is saved. Now, as I have already told you, now I am writing one code. This is the code to create a bucket. I'm writing here this code, pasting this code, and let's change the name, make the name unique. So I am making the name as Rahul 9654. So this is the code to create a bucket using SDK. So I have written a code. Now, if I run run this particular code, the bucket will be created. But not now because that SDK is not installed here. In this ID, SDK is not installed. So what I will do for the Python, we are having a SDK named as Boto3. First, I will install that Boto3. The command is pip install Boto3. Pip install Boto3. I'm running this command and installing Boto3 in my cloud-based IDE. See, Boto3 is installed in this IDE. Now, if I'm running this command, running this, sorry, not command, running this code, click on this run button. See, yeah, it is processed. Now, if I'm going again to the console and let's search for S3, let me see if there is any bucket with the Rahul's name or not. This is my S3 bucket. See, this bucket I have created with the use of SDK. Can you see that? Everyone? Zoom the screen little bit. I'm already on the 100% zoom. Can you repeat again? Okay, I have did nothing. This is my cloud-based ID named is Cloud9. And the Cloud9, I have created one file. In the file, I have written some code. This is a code you can like this is the code you can write for create in bucket. So I have written this code and then install the Boto3 for for the Python and then run this command, run this code, and the bucket is created for me. See, now if I want to delete this bucket, copying this code to delete the bucket. Let's see how to delete this bucket. So let's remove this. Instead of this, write this code for the delete of bucket and give the name Rahul 9654. Okay. 9654. If I'm running this code again, and if I go to the S3 bucket again, refresh it again, see that bucket is deleted. So this is how you can do the same thing with the SDK. Now I have shown you all the methods, the CLI method as well as the console method as well as the SDK method. Now I am giving you some documentation link. So now you are asking me from where I will get the all the codes. So if you go to this link is for Python users. Boto 3 is the name of a SDK. See here I can see all the codes regarding the all of the services. Like I want to see the code how to create a bucket. So what I will do, I will go to the S3. Let's see where is S3. Let's search from here. All the services name are there. So I want to see what is the code to create a bucket. So S3, I got S3. Now how to create a bucket. So I'm getting code like this. So you can also refer the same thing, how to create a bucket and all the things are here, how to copy the object, how to create, delete a bucket, how to delete bucket encryption and all those things. So I'm giving you the link of this documentation. Those who are the Python developer, they can refer this. And now those who are the Java developer, they can refer this. Let me show you how these links look like. See, all the name of the services are there. If you click on the example code, all the name of the services are there for the EC2, for the ECR, for Lambda, IAM, IoT, KMS. Suppose, for example, I am telling you about a S3. This is a S3. So if I click on the source file, I get all the codes like how to set the test voucher and all those things. So you can explore by your own the Java code and the .NET code. So I'm giving you this link also. Those who are the Java developers, they can refer this link. And those who are the .NET developer, they can refer this link. See AWS SDK for .NET. All the services are there. Airflow, Artifact, Athena, Bedrock, Chatbot, Cloud9. All the name of the services are there. If I want to see search like a code for any service, I can explore by my own. So I'm copying this code and pasting in a chat. Python one I have already pasted. Yeah. Now those who are asking for the JavaScript, let me see. Go to the browser and type like this AWS SDK for JavaScript. And you will get this type of documentation. This one. Okay, not this one. Yeah, here the SDK for the JavaScript. See, all the services are there and you can explore by your own. This is for JavaScript. Yeah. Now let me see the chat. I can see various questions are there. There is a no permission in the TCS network while all these links share with like share you here. Uh, if you were asking the for the permissions, you have to configure by your own. Like because I cannot do anything for the like permissions. Maybe you can try some by yeah. See, Beneath has shared for the Python developers, for the Java developers, as well as for the .NET developers also. So you can refer these links by your own, and those who are not having a permissions, you can try that like turning off your VPN or turning off the firewall. We are not mentioning the access key and secret access key here. In the cloud name, yeah, we are not mentioning the access key and secret access key. Why? Because I am also coming on that also. Where is that? Yeah, this one. See, if I run that command here, AWS configure, AWS configure, those credentials are already defined here because we are working inside a Cloud9, which is inside my environment, which is my inside my account. So see, you can see this access key ID and this secret access key ID is already here. Let me mark it for you. This one. Zooming. I'm zooming a little bit more. See, this access key ID and secret access key ID is already there. That's why I'm not defining those things again because it is it is creating a role in the backend it is creating a role to access all the AWS services. That's why we are not configuring those details. Okay, how to zoom out? I'm not able to zoom out. Credentials we are yeah done. So that's all about the Cloud9. I hope things are clear for you. Cloud9. See, all things are already there. Access key ID, secret access key ID, because in the backend they are creating one role to access the AWS services. Now let me see the chat. You have that Cloud9 is not free. What does this means? This means on the backend we are running this Cloud9 on the virtual machines. So you are charging. You will be charged based on the how much time, like for the how much times you are running that EC2 instance machine. Any difference between the SDK and the Cloud9? Both are the two different things. SDK is the method by which you are interacting with the AWS services using code. Cloud9 is your IDE. No free tier even. See, for the free tier, you are giving like they are giving you some limit. Like you can run for the I think for 40 hours or 400 hours for each month. So if you are like exceeding that limit, you will be charged. And also there are some instance types are there who will be like come under the free tier. So you have to take those like you have to consider those things also. In Cloud9, how it's downloading the SWS, what this means. How to download the Cloud9? There is no need to download the Cloud9. Cloud9 is working on the browser. You can see what I have done. I have just searched for the Cloud9, created one environment, and if I am opening this, this environment is running for me. I can do whatever I want. SDK are the libraries or modules in Python. It's not like that, but you can for your understanding, you can consider SDK is just a way to interact with the AWS services by using a code. We need to install a SDK for Java also. Yeah, correct, Shivanshi. Just like I have installed the Boto 3, just like you have to also install the SDK for Java also for .NET also in your IDE. How to do the same thing with the local ID? For the local ID also you are doing the same thing, but in the local ID this things is not configured. This access key ID and this secret access key ID is not configured. So you have to configure by your own. Suppose I am clicking on this base code. Name of the Java, like name for the Java SDK is Java. You can in the documentation there is also command is there how to run the command, how to see. I have already configured. I have already installed this AWS toolkit. If I'm going to this extension, I have installed this .NET SDK is .NET. The name is same. Where we can create secret ID, secret key ID, and like access key ID and secret access key ID. That thing I have already like showed you like in the study sessions. If you are asking again, I will show you again. Let me give some time. There are so many example codes in the GitHub, so which are important for this certification. For these certifications, you should know like you should like there is no need to like look all the codes, but at least you should have that much understanding, like how to interacting with the AWS services using code. So see, I have installed this AWS toolkit in my local IDE, which is VS Code. Once I have installed this, then I have configured, then I got this type of logo in my here. If I click on this logo, okay, let's the things ready. Yes, Rabi. On your local machine, you have to pass some credentials. Like you have to run that command AWS configure, and you have to like give your access key ID and secret access key ID. Only that you can interact with the AWS services of your account. Yeah, you can also use Eclipse or any ID. It's totally for you. See, now the things are ready for you. Like ready. I have already what I have done. I have connected my this local machine with the help of a this profile. Like I have running this command AWS config, and all those things are here. So if I run this terminal command, not this one. If I'm running that terminal command like AWS configure, you will see those things are already there because I have already configured this. The first time you are doing, so you have to give the access key ID and the secret access key ID. See, access key ID is already there. Secret access key ID is already there. And this is the root user credentials. So whatever I want to do here, I will do here, and the changes will be reflected in my own account, in my root account, in my AWS management console. I can see the changes. Okay, got it? Any doubt? Let's go back to our PPTs. Can I read code from S3 bucket within this Cloud9 EC2 box and save the code to S3 bucket to what this means? Can I read code from S3 bucket in this Cloud9 EC2 box and save the code to the S3 bucket too? Okay, that means you are saying that you have created one code and you have stored that code in a S3 bucket, and then you are using the same code to interact with the AWS services to like change anything in your environment. Correct? Well, like most of the people are saying, asking where to create the access key ID and secret access key ID. So let me show you. This is my office. This is my root account. Let me show you how to create. This is my name. If I go to the security credentials and scrolling down, from here I can create a access key ID and secret access key ID. Two IDs I have already created, so I cannot create more than two. If I want to create one more, so first I have to delete one, then I will create one more. How can we create root account? So go to the like type in the browser AWS management console and create your account. I hope access key ID and secret access key ID is like clear to you, and how to use this Cloud9. It's totally up to you, Shweta. Like you want to use your TCS ID or your personal mail, it's totally up to you. For this course, you are not using your personal mail. For this course, you will be given a dummy console account, and you will perform all those things on the on the dummy lab account. A demo which I'm showing to you, it's for the like it's for the I can say for the hands-on purpose. But once I will enable the lab, you will get one dummy lab account. So you will perform all the demos there. And those labs are predefined. So you cannot go beyond the instructions. But if you want to perform like more things, then you have to create your own account. Limited access is a trial account, or it's for everyone, Ishak. It's for everyone. Yeah, you can do that, Ravinder. You can create multiple code files like Python, .NET, Java. For every language, for every programming language, you have to install different SDK in the IDE. Okay, let's see the one more service that is named as Code Whisperer. So let me tell you more thing about a Code Whisperer. So Code Whisperer is basically a tool which help you to which help you to analyze your English comment or and like English comments, and on the basis of that comment, it is writing a code for you in your IDE. And it is also like in the backend, it is using some natural language processings to like comment to create a to write a code using your comment. So by understanding this English comment, this code whisperer can generate a complete function, and that code and that code also blocks that align with your descriptions. So code whisperer also analyze the surrounding code, ensuring the generated code matches your style and naming conventions. And apart from the code generations, it is also also acting as a security scanners. Like with the help of this code whisperer, it helps you to identify the vulnerabilities inside your code. So this is the use case of code whisperer. Now I will not tell you more about the PPT. Instead of the PPT, I will show you the same thing in the hands-on, like in my VS code. See, this is my VS code. Now what I'm doing, I'm writing an English comment. Create a EC2 instance for me in US East 1. I am also defining the region. Now, if I am pressing enter, see, it is generating a code, some code. So I am pressing tab and accepting that code. Again, pressing enter and pressing tab to accept the code. Enter, tab, enter, tab, enter. See, it is giving me a code how to create a EC2 instance. So what I have done, I have just written a simple comment that create a EC2 instance for me in the US East 1 region. So on the basis of my comment, it is recommending me it is giving me a suggestion, how the code will be. Like if you don't know how to if you don't know how to create a DynamoDB table using a SDK, you don't know how to write a code. So if you don't know how to write a code, you can use this tool, which is named as Code Whisperer. So by using that tools, you are simply writing an English comment, and on the basis of your English comment, it is generating some code for you. Please repeat how it is suggesting a code. Okay, let's remove all this. Now I am again writing one comment, create a S3 bucket. Pressing enter, it is giving me suggestion. I am pressing tab to accept it. Enter, tab, enter, tab, enter, tab, enter, tab, enter. Yeah, I think this is the code is done till here. So this is how it is giving me suggestions. So if I want, I can also customize this code. Like once I got the code, I'm having idea how to do this. So I can customize this code as well by using the code whisperer. I hope this is understandable for you how to use code whisperer. How to install a code whisperers? There's no need to install a code whisperers. Just use your any ID and your local ID and install this AWS toolkit on your IDE. Once you will install this AWS toolkit, then you have to click on this AWS toolkit, and then you have to click on this connected by default. If I click on this, it is giving me some link, and you have to give your builder ID, like your email ID and password, to authenticate. If I'm clicking on this, if I'm clicking add new connections, so see it is giving me a this type of link. So if I'm clicking on continue, like I want to use this one, so I have to give my, let me make it big. So I have to give the profile name access key ID and the secret key access key ID to to whatever the change I want to do here, that will be reflected on my main account. How many days it is valid? If you are asking like the exact days, so I have to see the exact days. But the previous, I have done the same thing, I think 6 months ago, and those settings are already configured here. But maybe I have to look for the exact days. And this Amazon queue is also there. This Amazon queue is not mentioned in your course, but I'm telling you, Amazon queue is basically just like a chat GPT, just like I can write any comment, create a RDS database for me. Let's see what will happen. See, it is giving me a suggestion, like it is giving me the steps how to do the same things in the AWS Management Consoles. It is saying sign to AWS Management Consoles, then click on the create database, then select any database engine, then like choose for the free tier or choose any production environment, and then specify the. So once it is done, you are done with that. Apart from that, also it is giving me a documentation link. Now, if I'm saying that I want a SDK code, so I'm saying that create a DynamoDB table for me. First, it is giving me the suggestions. First, it is giving me the how to do the same thing with the console. Like it is giving me the steps to do the same thing with the console. Also, it is giving me the code, SDK code in Python, as we are importing Wota 3. So that means this code is valid for the Python users. So see how to create a DynamoDB table in Python. All the codes are there. How to define the table names, then attributes, then key schema, and all those things. So likewise, you can also use this tool also. Code Whisperer, this is Code Whisperer, which is giving the suggestion inside your code. And this is Amazon Q, from where you can ask a questions. Makes sense to everyone? This like Amazon Q is not in your course, but I'm telling you, but this Code Whisperer is in your course. And you will also see 1 or 2 questions in your exams regarding the Code Whisperer. These are in AWS Toolkit. This queue is different. This queue I have installed differently. If I am showing, so this queue is the different. In the local ID, just go to the extensions and search for the Amazon queue and install in your local ID and configure, and this using this terminal, configure your access key ID and secret access key ID. Is AWS Toolkit plugin available for IntelliJ as well? Yes. Amazon's queue is similar to GitHub Copilot. I don't use till now I have not used GitHub Copilot, so I don't have that much idea. But I know about the Amazon queue. So maybe if you are if you are saying like that, so maybe it's possible. Is there any cost involved for using Code Whisperer in ID? No, there's no cost involved. Whatever the resources you are creating, you will be charged on the basis of that. Can we do all this in the labs? The answer is no. Labs are designed yeah, you will be doing you will be working on one IDE, someone is working on the Cloud9. Those who are doing the Python lab, they are working on the Cloud9. Those who are working on the Java on the .NET, I think you are working on the PyCharm and the VS Code. So different environment is created for you. So all these things, whatever I'm showing to you, this is all are covered in the labs. Code Whisperer is not there, Shumashini, but Cloud9 is there. Code Whisperer, I'm just showing you the demo for your understanding. So let's move back to the our PPTs. Yeah. So at the time I have already like the when I'm seeing like when I'm explaining this particular slide, I've said that we are using this code whisperer for generating a code suggestions, as well as it is also like acting as a AI security scanner. So which is basically helping you to identify the vulnerabilities inside your code. Let's see. So it is giving me the code suggestion, code completion, code generation from comments, and all these things I have already shown you in the in the demo. It is also giving me the alternative code suggestions. Suppose it is giving me one code suggestions like this, and I don't want this code suggestions. I want another code suggestions. I can click on this, and it will giving me the alternative code suggestions. So it's up to me if I want to accept this code suggestions and I want the alternative of that. So I'm having options to accept or reject, and a reference checking for a code that resembles your open source training data. And it is also like helping you to find out the vulnerabilities inside your code. This code whisperer, this is a feature of a code whisperer. These are the benefits of the code whisperer. It is increasing the velocity to the developers. Now you are spending a less time to writing a code instead of like writing a code manually. What you are doing, you are using code whisperer and you are writing a comment, and code will be like it will generate a code for you. Now, what you have to do, if you want to customize something, then you can customize by your own. So it is like saving your time. And there's a no need to use any third-party tool, as this code whisperer is already integrated with your IDE, and it is also finding the security vulnerabilities inside your code. How it is giving the value to the organization? You can use at all experience levels. It supports open source contributions. It also reduces the risk of security vulnerabilities, as well as it is also increasing the code quality and developer productivity. I have already shown you the demo. Now we are having a knowledge check. So before going to the knowledge check, let me see the question first, like the comment section, chat sections. Code, can you show me how to get access key? We know just now I have shown like how to get the access key and the secret access key. Uh, are you not there at the times in the meeting? At the time when I've shown you like how to get the access key and secret access key, go to your account, just the navigation path. Yeah, I'm telling you. Go to your account, click on your name, click on security credential, and go to the like scroll down, and then you will get the access key ID and secret access key ID. Okay, let me take a treat a single line comment. How Whisperer understand its prompts. Is there any difference between a Q1 code whisperer? Q1 code whisperer, what are the different things? Like on the backend, like in the code whisperer also, in the backend, queue is working because that queue is basically generating a code for you. But that code whisperer is already like integrated with your IDs. So there's a no need to first write the code, then copy that code in your ID, then paste it. It's not like that. In your ID, just write a comment. On the basis of that comment, it is generating a code. So in the backend of the code whisperer, queue is working. Amazon queue is working. How terminal recognize the AWS keyword? It is because AWS toolkit. Yes, correct. Because you have already configured all those things. You have already installed the AWS toolkit. You have already like created your like integrated your account with the IDs. That's why it is recognizing. Cloud9 is integrated with the Whisperer. Yeah, in the Cloud9 is also like Cloud9 is basically your ID. If in the Cloud9 I'm also like writing a comment, it is also giving me the suggestion. Sing Amazon queues. Okay, that's all with the comments. The security code open. Ravi Shankar, we will come on live also. Like first I will complete this, then I'm coming on live also. Is Code Whisperer integrated with all IDs? The answer is yes. If you are already installed the AWS toolkit in your ID, then you can do the same thing. Line by line suggestion options only avail for the Code Whisperer, or else it is also support a block level. No, it is giving you the line by line suggestions. Like if you want to accept this line, then you will like first when you are creating a bucket, first it will importing a Boto 3 because that is the SDK. So first it is giving the suggestions to import a Boto 3. So line by line is giving us suggestions. Like first you are installing a dependency, like first you are installing SDK, then you are installing the one more things. Then it is giving me the function also. See, first it is importing a Boto 3, then it is giving me a whole function one times. How to create a bucket. See, this is the functions dev create S3 bucket, and then these functions I got in one time. It's got it working. Okay, someone is trying with the with his personal mail. Yeah, you can. Yeah, Gopinath, you can like export by your own if you want. Now we are having a knowledge check. So six statements are there. Now just read the first statement, and on the basis of your knowledge, whatever I have explained to you, like from yesterday to today. Uh, so on the basis of your knowledge, make your decision. Either it is true or false. I'm asking about the first statement. First statement saying that the service client API provide a higher level restrictions than low level calls made by a resource API. Is it true or false? Okay, people are saying false. I got mix of responses. Some people are saying false, some people are saying true. Those who are saying false, can you give the explanation? And those who are saying true, can you give the explanations why it is true? High level APIs versus high level APIs has more restrictions. Okay. The answer is false. Let me tell you the reason. Because resource API is providing a high level abstractions. It is saying a service client API. It's not service client API. Resource level APIs are providing a high level abstractions and low level calls made by the clients. It is made by the clients. That's why it is false. Okay, no worries. Now, can anyone tell me what will be the answer for the second question? Statement number two. True, true, true. Is there anyone who is saying false? Okay, Santosh is saying this statement is false. Santosh, can you please explain why it is false? Parvez is also saying it is false. Parvez, you can also give your explanation why it is false. The answer is true because we are using CloudWatch to monitor our. Yeah, CloudWatch is for testing and debugging. It's not like that, Shadudin. CloudWatch is for monitoring. It's not for testing. And what about the statement number three? When I am telling you about the SDK, I have said many times this SDK is already having a automatic retry logic. I have told you many like features of the SDK, like it is having a feature of pagination and all those things. So you don't need to write the code manually. Yeah, the correct answer is correct. This is true. What about the fourth statement? False, false. Let me give you a hint for the fourth statement. They are saying that 500 series error indicates server cannot process the request. Yeah, it is false because this is a 400 series error. Because it is a client error. Because client is sending some invalid syntax or it is not having a permission issue. What about the fifth statement? True, true, true. Let me see the answer. Is there anyone who is saying it is false? The fifth one? Yeah, it's true. What about the sixth one? Sixth one. True, 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 true. Let me reveal the answer. It is true. Yeah. So, is there anyone who is having any doubt in like regarding any statement? Can you please explain six? So, in the sixth statement is saying that AWS service calls include authorization header that use signature version 4 of the AWS signing protocol. So whenever you are creating a whenever you are giving the access key ID and secret access key ID, then you are then you are sending some request. So your request is already your request is already signed. That means one header is also added with your request. So it is giving you the more security features. This signature version 4 sign before. Question one not getting. If you don't mind, please explain again. Yeah, sure. So question one is saying that service API providing a high level abstractions, but it's not correct. It's not service API, it's resource API who is providing a high level abstractions. Then a low level client calls made via resource APIs. It's not also correct. It's not resource APIs, it's client APIs, which is made by the low level calls are made by the client APIs. So when I told you the difference between the high level API, low level API, all those things, then these things are already covered. Okay, let's move forward. We are already done with our module number 3. Now we will start our module number 4. And after the module number 4, I will enable the lab number 1. Now we will have a break. What is the difference between a chat GPT and code whisperer? Okay,
Arif,
chat
hi.
GPT. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, you answer this query and then we will join for 10 minutes regarding the redemption of kits and then you can give a break.
Okay, sure.
You guys, please be stay there. We will just have a small communication conversation regarding the redemption of the lab and student guide, and then accordingly you can go for the tea break. Just wait a moment. Let me request my colleague to join.
Sure, sir. Okay, Ravi Soni, you are asking not getting automatic retry logic. So at the times when I'm explaining the SDK, at the times I have said that when you are using SDK, then automatic retry logic is already there. Suppose if you are sending some request to the AWS, like you want to create a bucket, and if your request fails, then it will automatically retry the same request again. So that is the meaning of automatic retry logic. Yeah. Now Chandra is asking what is the difference between a chat GPT and a code whisperer. Chandra, chat GPT, like you are using for the your daily life tasks, like regarding some code and all those things. But code whisperer is the AWS service. That is the proprietary of AWS, which you are using for generation of a code and for security, for to finding the security vulnerabilities inside your code. Just like in your chat GPT, you are asking some questions any questions any example, like apart from the generation of a code. And it can be any example apart from the generation of a code.
All right, thank you, Talib, for a wonderful session. So, guys, good afternoon. As we communicated you yesterday regarding the kit redemption, and most of you have already redeemed. Those who have not redeemed, I would request those learners to give a kind of screen share. They can share their screen one any one of and just do that redemption, so that other learners who have not done also they can see their demo and then they can also go with the redemption. So let me make any one of you presenter.
Who
Amisha
want to be
Singh,
present? Yeah, who want to be presenter? Please raise your hand. You can raise your hand. Amisha, are you there?
Xavier. Okay, Xavier, 1 second. Let me make you the presenter. Okay, now Xavier, you are presenter. Please unmute yourself and share your screen. And Talib, you may also give a share the link in the chat box with Javier so that it will be easy for him.
Okay. Okay, one of you is like paste some screenshot. So as I have already like told you like many times, like labs are unavailable for you because after the completion of like module number 4, then I will enable the labs. That's why lab is not enabled. Yes, Xavier, you can just click on the link which you have you have got on your mail, the lab
Don't
link.
click Xavier, you copy that link and paste in the Chrome browser.
Yeah, go to your mail. You will get one link from the Trenogate for the labs. Yeah, this one. Click on this link.
And
Yeah.
those learners have facing any issue regarding the accessing of the lab and kit. If they don't have any access, they can put their email ID in the chat box. Talib will check their name in the lab group. If it is added, then okay. He'll get back to you. And if it is not added, he will add and then we'll confirm you back. So now, Xavier, you please create or sign in. Click on create or sign in
Yeah.
tab.
Ajit, folks, don't write your mail here in the chat because in the chat, lot of mails are there. So I have given you one documentation link. Please paste your mail there. So like it's difficult for me to like search for all your mails. I have provided one documentation link. Paste your email there. I can see
Yeah, that
I
will
also
be
got
good.
38 mails I got right now. So those who are having an issue regarding the lab access, you can paste your mail in that document.
Email. Send it to you by email. Is it, Talib?
No, no. I have what I have done. I have created one document and
Okay.
on and OneDrive. I have uploaded that document on OneDrive and give the access to everyone. They can
Okay, great.
paste their mail there. Document link, please. Let me give you the document link. This is the document
Guys,
link.
please see the screen as shared by Xavier. Xavier is giving you once again a demo as we given the yesterday as well. However, we are just giving you one more time demo so that you log in to the account and just access the student kit. So Xavier, now you please click on student guide. Now the screen will move to the vital source page. Vital source page
Okay,
in
Xavier, can you please
you
right click on the sign button?
right
Let
click,
me
right,
see.
accept all
Okay,
and
okay.
then click.
Yeah, let me see if it is working or no. See, it's working for Xavier. You can do also you all can try the same thing. Click on the sign button. If sign in button you are not if not it's not opening, then close that all the tabs and open the student guide again.
Yeah, so the same way you guys also can log in to the link shared by Talib in the chat box, and then those who have not getting access in this link, he might have another link which Talib will help you to share, and please try there. I mean, just try here itself so that me and Talib can help you out.
Okay, is there anyone? Okay, we are done with the Xavier. We are like giving one more participant opportunity to share his screen. Vimal sir, can we do
Thank
that?
you, Xavier, for your participation and giving a demo. Let me make you the attendee. Okay, great. Who want to do next? Okay, let me select the name Amisha Singh. You are there. You want to do the demo? Okay, what is your name? Bhavnashi. Guys, stop sending the message. I am not able to read then proper.
We will give you time. We will give you times for that also. Like right now, we are just like clarifying the steps to redeem the course contents. Once it's done, then we will give you times to ask a query in the chat also.
Okay, now I made a presenter to Venkata, Bhavansi Venkata. I hope I am spelling correct name.
Yeah, you can call me Meghna.
All right, Meghna. I'm so sorry.
Nice.
So, Meghna, you can share your screen and just give a demo to the learners. First, let me know you have already accessed the lab yesterday or not, redeem the kit or not.
No, actually, I'm getting like I don't have access to that link.
Okay,
Okay.
Talib, can
Can
you
you please?
check in your account if Meghna has that added?
Okay. Meghna, can you please share your mail and share your screen?
Yeah, I have
Write in
added
mail
that in the notepad that
in
you
that.
have shared.
Okay. Let me see. Meghna.
See, we
It's
have.
Venkata. It's Venkata Meghna dot b @thesis.com. Correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Can you please share your screen so that I can like guide you better? You got any mail?
Now?
No, like regarding the labs. You got any mails
No,
like yesterday
no,
or now?
no, no.
No, no, no issues. I am adding your name manually. Maybe you have not marked the attendance yesterday.
Yeah, this is what I am
That's why.
getting.
Okay, no
Yeah,
issues.
Talib,
I'm
maybe one you might have two link, Talib, lab link, right?
no, I have checked the like actually there are three links. I have checked all the three links and like her name is not there. So I am adding her name in the lab number 3 and I'm copying the link
Please.
and pasting in the chat. And this
Yes,
link
yes.
this link is only valid for Meghna. Okay,
Correct.
folks. Okay, Meghna, click on this link.
Those who are getting this screen error as shared by Meghna, please share your email ID with Talib. I mean, not in the chat box, through the OneDrive document. Talib sir will add you in the lab group, and then accordingly he will give you the access, and then accordingly you can redeem the student kit.
See, Meghna has
Okay.
already created her account. Now she can access the lab. Now let me
Okay.
guide her to for the student guide. Meghna, can you please click on the student guide?
See, lab regarding the lab, Talib will give you the access and enable your lab, as he told that after fourth modules he will do that. But the student redeeming student guide is quite important for both of us, all of us. So please do that as
Click
soon
on
you
continue.
can. Yeah, click on continue, Meghna.
You already have an account, Meghna?
For Bookshelf,
Yeah, for Bookshell.
yesterday I have created
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So then use the same password which you have
Yeah,
created.
please use same password then.
Okay. Right click on the sign in, open link in a new tab. Go to the second tab, the last tab which you have opened. This one. Okay. Close this and accept all. Now you are able to see the course content as well as the lab.
Yeah.
Folks, I hope you are you are getting like how to do the same thing, because most of the people are asking like I'm not getting the verification mail and I'm not getting this and this. So likewise, you have to do the same things. These are like it's possible you are not getting any verification mail. So there's a no requirement for the verification mail, because in the backend we are already validating you by your like skill builder account. That's why you are not getting a mail. When you are clicking on the sign button, you can see the lab as well as the course content.
Correct. Thank you, Bhavna, Meghna.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you can unshare your screen. We are giving chance to one more people. Can we do that, sir? Bimal sir?
Yeah, we can do, but I think that is sufficient. I think now you check your OneDrive, whosoever has shared his or email ID, you add them in the lab and then accordingly give them access so that they can get the access of student guide and lab.
I can see like most of the participants have written their name 5 times, 4 times. Don't do it like this. Just paste your name
Yeah,
only one
please
time.
don't
Just paste
repeat
your
your
official name.
name. If anyone have already accessed the lab and student guide, please don't share your email ID through OneDrive. It will be repeated and there is no benefit of that. Those who don't have the access still and they are facing any issue, they can discuss with Talib and share their email ID through the OneDrive, and then Talib will help you out. Don't repeat, it will not be benefited to you. Talib, there are few
Yeah,
email still coming in the chat box. Just you need to take care of that and give them
yeah, yeah,
access.
yeah. I will take care of that.
And please ensure that all the learners have this live access and they redeem their student guide today.
Yes. Okay.
And guys, I have also shared one email yesterday late evening to you all with you all, and that has the guide, lab access and student guide access guide, which help you to access that. So you can refer that if you have face any problem. Okay, Talib, just
Sarika,
from
yeah,
the backend,
Sarika, yeah, yeah, yes, sir. Carry on.
yeah, from the backend, you can check your data and give the access to other learners who does not have that.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sir.
And before end of the session, please ensure that everyone has redeemed that student guide.
Sure, sure, sir, sure, sir.
All right, over to you. Thank you for your
Yeah.
patience, guys. Have a wonderful session today.
Okay, folks. Now I'm giving the time for a break, and in the meantime, what I am doing, I will like add your emails to the lab for the lab. So like, don't write your name in the chat. Instead of that, write your official mail in that OneDrive document, and you can just enjoy your break. And meanwhile, I am adding adding your mails for the lab. Okay, I am sharing the screen for the break. I am giving the 30-minute break, and I am unable to add it one in OneDrive. If you are unable to add it in OneDrive, then you can write it here in a chat. And don't spam the this chat, because then
No, no,
it's very
Talib,
difficult. Yeah,
let's follow that OneDrive rule only then. Otherwise, you will not be able to identify the repeat one.
Some
Please share the
participants are
link,
getting
OneDrive link. Learners are
some
asking
parts.
for it.
Yeah, some participants are getting the issue. They cannot able to paste the link on the OneDrive link. Maybe they are having actually they are using that like
But then
company's
check the
TCS
duplicates.
laptop.
Yeah, but before adding them, please check the duplicates, na?
Yeah. That I will do.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So guys, it's 20 minutes break. You can come back by 4. You can put the timer, Tali, for 4 p.m.
Hello everyone, I am back. I hope everyone is there. Now, those participants who have written their name in the document that is uploaded on the OneDrive, I have already like given you all of you the access. Can everyone can please try and let me know? Give me a moment. I am also pasting the three links for you. Give me a moment. Yeah. So what I have done, I have shared the three lab links. Three labs are there, lab 1, lab 2, and lab 3. And I have also pinned the same link. And while adding your names in the lab, I can also see like most of your names are already there. Most of you are saying that yeah, like you don't have the access of the lab and you don't have access of the labs like many times. But I can see most of your names are already there. Maybe you are not clicking on the right link. Maybe your name is on the lab 2 or you are clicking for the lab 1. So now you have what you have to do? I have shared the link of all the labs, lab 1, lab 2, lab 3. Now you all like those whose name is there in the OneDrive document. I have added all the names in the labs. Now you all can try. If your name is not on, like, if you are not able to access with the lab 1, try with lab 2. If it is not working, then try with lab 3. Because your name is there, maybe you are trying with the different link. See, some Abhishek Shahu got the access. Avinash got the access. I have added the name mainly, those who are like left. Shiva, okay, Shiv Shankaran got the access. Do not have the access still. Who is that? Shweta Raghavendra. Shweta, can you please write your mail here? Saloni, your name is already there. Please try with the all these three links. I have checked your name, I think 3 times. Gopi, why you are writing again like your name again? Because I think you are got the access. Study itself. Why are you writing your name again? No, no, right now I'm not enabling the lab. If you are seeing the interface, that means you are having access. If you are seeing the lab interface, that means you are having access. Right now, I am not enabling the labs. So don't put your like, email for the enabling of the labs. See, Shweta got the access. Shweta, you are already having access. Why you are putting your name again and again? See, labs are unavailable for all of you. No one can access the labs till now. One, I will complete the lab like the module number 4, then I will enable the lab. Those who are still facing the issue like regarding all the 3 links, please write your write your email on the OneDrive. Apurva got the access. Kashish Kumari, write your email on the OneDrive document. Okay, OneDrive doc again. Let me share the OneDrive doc again. Okay, so now I'm moving forward with the next module. The next module is module number 4, and after this, I will enable the lab. Let me change the color of a pen. So this module is totally all about the IAM. Like we will see all the IAM things like users, groups, role, and all those things. So as we have already some discussion about the IAMs, like what is IAMs, what is authorization, what is authentication, all those things. So we will see those things in details. Users, group, role, permission boundary, and policies. These all things we will see. Okay, so we have already completed the 3 modules. Once I will complete the module number 4, then I will enable the lab number 1 for you. Right now it is unavailable. Once I will complete this module number 4, then I will enable the lab number 1 for you. Let's go. So let's see the module objective. So module objective is like by the end of this module, you will be able to gain the knowledge about the IAM, its features like users, groups, role, policies, and all those things. And apart from that, you also configure the permissions to support for your development environment, and also test the permissions of IAM. And also, I will demonstrate how this IAM permissions looks like and how to create users and all those things. Like I will show you those things in detail, and how to configure your IDs and SDK to support your development environment. And then I'll also demonstrate how to access the services using SDK and AWS Cloud9. These things I have already this demo I have already shown you in the previous module. Now let's have a IAM recap. So this IAM is basically a identity and access management. It is a AWS service that giving you the access to control the authentication and the authorizations. That is giving you the like access to you to like access to the users to use your resources or grant the permissions securely. So you are using the IAM to control like who can use your resources, and this and you sometimes maybe like your application is required some permissions for you and your development environment. So this AWS resources is basically granting a permissions for those resources to the to an identity. An identity can be your user, can be a role, can be a AWS service, and it can be a federated user also. So with this IAM, you can configure your development environment for efficient access to a multiple AWS account. And this IAM credentials also provide your resources access permissions to other resources in your AWS account or some other AWS accounts. Now I have used one term, federated user. Can anyone define what is federated user? Can we say IAM is the admin? Yes, you can say that. Federated user. Let me write it for you. I have used this word right now. Like we are having a federated user. What is federated user? Yeah, third party like Facebook, Google login. Yeah, this is basically your federated user. Like when you are like going to some website like Udemy or LinkedIn, they are saying that either you can create your account by using your email or password, either you can also log in with Gmail, log in with Facebook, log in with Apple, log in with Google, and log in with GitHub. So they are basically providing the like your identity to those to those other identities. So those are basically the federated user. If I talk about the IAM components, like we are having a different components of IAMs. Like we are having a users. Users are basically a single entity. Okay, according to you, what is users? According to you, what is users? You use the services, correct? Me and you, me and you, or the a single entity who is like doing something in your account is basically a user. Basically, just like Mary is user, Sangeeta is user, Matthew is user, Yashwant is user. All we are users. User group. User group is basically collection of users, correct? Suppose in my organizations, three people are there who is responsible for the like maintaining the admin things. So what I will do, I will create a group named as admin, and I will assign some policies to this group. And then if three people are there inside this groups, all will have the same permissions, all have the same policies. Like this policy is applicable to everyone. Suppose like in my organization, Ashish is newly joined in my organization, and then Ashish is joined as a developer. So instead of creating one user Ashish, then assigning permissions individually, what I will do, I will create one user Ashish and add him to the developer group. When all the permission at this time, all the permissions will be automatically inherited to the Ashish. There's no need to manually assign the permissions. So this is all about the group. Make sense to everyone groups? Then we are having some policies and permissions. So we are having policies like I have created one user and I have given the administrator access. So now administrator access. And I have also used the one word root user. Okay, first you tell me the difference between the root user and the IAM user. Is there any chance of one user can have a different groups? Yes, it's possible. A single user can be in different groups. It's possible. Root user one, IAM can be multiple. Okay, that's correct. Root user having the all level of access, correct. Super user, correct. Okay, what I am doing, I am creating one IAM user and giving administrator level access to that IAM user. So can that administrator user can delete the root account or not? He is having a administrator level permissions. The answer is no. Correct. So administrator user have the all the access, but there are some things which administrator cannot do. He cannot delete the account. He cannot enable MFA on the buckets. He is not responsible for billing and all those things. Yeah, root user. Someone saying root user can't delete. Root user can delete the account. Samita, root user can delete the account. Administrator cannot use the account, delete the account. Correct. So that's why I can this is basically the policies, like I can give the administrator access, I can give the database administrator. So if I am creating one user named as Vineet Jogi, and I am giving a database administrator. So whatever the services are there inside my account, like he's having a full access of RDS. When I am giving the database administrator, he's having a full access of RDS. He's having a full access of DynamoDB. He's having a full access of Elastic Cache. All the access is there. So I'm not what I'm doing. I'm just assigning this one permissions, database administrator, instead of doing these things repeatedly, like RDS full access, DynamoDB full access, Elastic Cache full access. Instead of this, I'm giving a database administrator. So all this is applicable under this. Billing, I can also give I can create one user and also give the billing permissions. So whatever the services are there for the billing purpose, all will be applicable to that user. And one more thing is their roles. Can anyone explain what is role? A week. Hello, Talib. Hello. What is about security, Arvind? What is about security means? I don't understand your questions. Please reframe your question again. I think you are asking security. We are giving the only why we are creating the IAM users. So the reason is that we are creating the IAM users to assign the only specific permissions to the users which is required. Temporary credentials, work they are doing, it's privileged, give the permission to the others. Okay, Avik, please write your mail on the OneDrive document. Role defined access given, collection of permissions, role like developer or managers. Actor. Privileged role means specifying the given access. It is set of privileges. Okay, everyone is saying it is like we are giving the set of privileges, we are giving assign some permissions. So when I am creating a user, I have created a user named as Ramesh, and I am giving a S3 full access. Correct? So you are saying that role is same. Is it same or is it role is different? I'm creating one user, assigning a permission. So it is role. Okay, Sen Gupta is saying no. Then what is role? Because everyone is saying role is we are basically assigning the permission. So we are doing the same thing also when we are creating a user and assigning some permission. I'm just looking for that one word. Role does not have a password. Yeah, that's correct. Role does not has a password. Correct. Policy. Type of access role. Temporary acted. Yeah, this word I'm looking for. Like role is in the role we are giving a temporary access to someone for performing a specific task for certain interval of time. Make sense, everyone? I'm repeating again. Role is we are giving a temporary credentials to someone's to perform a specific task for a certain interval of time. Make sense to everyone? So just like in the user, when we are creating a user, whenever we are creating a users, I'm giving a yeah, I will Abhishek and Manoj. I will also show you the demo. Then the things are more clear to you. So now how this role works, let's see first. Then like how this IAM works, then let's see this first, then we will have a more discussion on that. Role and group difference. Ankita, be there. I will also tell you the group role and group difference. So let's see how this IAM works. So in the IAM, we are having a one principle. Principle can be anything like a user, application, a role, or AWS service. A principal is someone who is making operations, like who is performing some operations or who is making a request. Like user is trying to do something in your account, so that user is principal. Application is access some AWS service, so that application is a principal. Role wants to do something, so role is a principal. AWS service can also be a principal. So this principal basically someone who is making a request. Now, what is request? Request is basically whenever the principal is sending a request, the request is basically having some operations like operations, resources, principal, environment, and resource data. These all are the types of your request. After when you are doing some request, then you need some authorizations. Like if user like Talib wants to do something with the like Talib wants to create a bucket. So here in the authorizations, we will check if Talib has those permissions to create a bucket or not. So this resource-based policy we will check, identity-based policies we will check. Now, what is this resource-based policies and what is identity-based policies? Resource-based policies are those policies which are applicable on the resources, just like your S3, your Lambda. These are the policies which are applicable on the resources. Identity-based policies are those policies which are applicable on the identities, like your users, like your roles, like your groups. We will see more when I am showing the demo. I will talk about this more. Now, next thing is account. So on what particular account you want to perform that particular operations. So we are checking that account. After that, we will see what action and what operation we are trying to do. Suppose we want to create a bucket or we want to delete a bucket. So these are basically our operations. Once I'm having the authorizations to perform this task, and if I'm authorized, then I can perform this operations on site, like onto this resource. This is my S3 bucket. Makes sense to everyone how this exact flow is going on. Like someone like Talib is basically a principal. Talib is trying to create a bucket on the S3 bucket. So first I will check the permissions. If he has, then he can create a bucket inside my account. Now let me show you how to do the same thing. Okay, first let's give me the overview of the policy, how the policy looks like. Then I will show you the some more thing. See, this is an example of identity-based policies. This is the identity-based policies which is applicable on the identities, like your user, like your role, like your groups. Make sense to everyone? So with the help of this, you are granting a permission to an entity. And this policies look like this. Like in this policy, I have given the permissions to list objects inside a bucket. Now this particular user, suppose this policy is attached to a Ramesh. Ramesh is trying to delete, one bucket is there. One bucket is there. This is bucket. Sorry for my bad handwriting. Let me. Let me take the pen again. Yeah, yeah, got it. So I am saying I am having one bucket. Inside a bucket, p1.txt file is there. This is basically a object inside a bucket. And p2.jpg file is also there inside a bucket. Now one user is there named as Ramesh. And this policy is applicable to Ramesh. Ramesh is trying to delete this p2.jpg. Is it possible or no? If no, also give the explanation also. Okay, few people are saying yes. Yeah, correct. For that, he need a write access. So the answer is no. He can only list the objects. He can see the object. He can see what is inside the object. But if he is trying to delete, that's not possible. Now this is another another example, another example of identity-based policies. This is another identity-based policy. In this policy, you can see that you can make IAM users to a member of a user group that is having a appropriate permissions and the appropriate permission or policies that are attached. So this is an example of identity-based policies, which is having a allow read access and write access to a object to a specific S3 bucket. Only this bucket, nodes bucket. Using IAM, you can add this policy to a user group also. Now let me show you the real thing. Till now we have talked on the till now I have just explained something on the PPT. Now I will give you the hands-on experience. What I am doing, I am searching for IAM. Now I will create one user. Let's say, let me take the name of a user. Let's say Ramya. So I want to create a IAM user, and I'm also assigning a password to Ramya. The password is Ramya @123. Next. Now, once I have created a user, it is asking, do you want to attach any policy to Ramya? I'm saying, yes, I want to attach one policy. I want that Ramya can have only read-only access of my account. So I'm giving S3 read-only access. Which policy is this? Identity-based policy or resource-based policy? Created one user. Okay, now conflict is there. Few people are saying it is identity-based, few people are saying it is resource-based. Okay, now let me ask you, this policy is applicable to which entity, resource or identity? Tied with which? Yeah, this policy is tied with entity. This policy is specifically applicable to the Ramya. So that's why it is identity-based policy. Now what I am doing, this is my root account. Like now I'm logged in as a root account. Now what I will do, I will log in as a Ramya inside my account. As you are not having the screen sharing access, that's why I am showing by myself. If you are having a screen share access, then I will ask you to log in into my account. So now I'm logging into my account, Talib's account, as Ramya. So it is asking me a username. Username is Ramya. Password is Ramya @123. Let's sign in. So now I am logged in as Ramya into Talib's account because this account ID is of Talib's account. Everyone can see that? And till here, any issue, any doubt, any query? How I am logged in as Ramya? I am repeating again. I have created one. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 。 . . . . . . . 。 。 . . . 。 . . 。 . . . . . . . . Okay, Parimal, what I have done, I go to the IAMs and create one user and assign one policy that is S3 read only access. Root user is Talib, correct. Now, if I go to the S3, what permission Ramya has? What permission I have given to Ramya? S3 read only access. So Ramya can see the bucket inside my account. Right now I'm having a three buckets. Now Ramya is having Talib have some critical data. Now I will delete all the data of Talib's account. So Ramya is trying to delete my bucket. So first it is saying you have to empty the bucket before delete. So Ramya is saying, okay, let's delete. Let's first empty the bucket. Okay, okay. Type here permanently delete. See, it is saying fail to empty a bucket. Why? Because Ramya does not have those permissions to do any operations within my account. He's like she's having only read-only access. Now he's saying, okay, I don't have a read-on but she can see what is inside my buckets. She can see I am having a Talib bucket. Inside the Talib bucket, I am having one object at cat.gpg. I am having one more bucket, demo bucket. Ramya is saying, okay, no problem. Now what I will do? I will launch 2000 EC2 instances in Talib's account to increase his bill so that he cannot pay his bill. So Ramya is going to the ECT and Ramya is trying to launch 2000 instances of higher configurations so that my bill is like in dollars, like thousands of dollars. So see what actually it's showing. It is showing API error for Ramya when she is going to the EC2 instance. Why? Because I have not given the only like I have given only the read-only access of only S3. So she can only work on S3. Apart any service like EC2, Lambda, she cannot do anything. Makes sense to everyone? How I am limiting the access of Ramya? Okay, thank you. Okay, let me. Okay, so Lakshmi, you are asking what is mean by all object action. All object action means inside a bucket, whatever object, like if inside a object, inside a bucket, five files are there. The identity that Ramya can perform any operations on all those five objects. That is the meaning of all object action. Can you do one more time, please, by creating one more users? Santosh, I can do that, but like, what's the issue? It's very simple demo. Like, can you please tell me, like, at what point of time you don't understand? Then I will give you some more clarity. Why is it identity? Why not resource? Because those policies basically, if I'm going here, see, if I cancel this, continue. See, this is the user named as Ramya. And Ramya has these permissions. I am a read-only access. So this policy is tied with the Ramya. That's why it is identity-based policy. It is not resource-based policy. This policy is not tied or not applicable to any resource. This policy is applicable to Ramya. Ramya is having only this access. That's why this is identity-based policy. Can we restrict the Ramya access to a single bucket? Yeah, we can do we can do different things. Right now, I'm using a AWS managed policies. If you want to explore more, then what you can do, you can write the policies by your own in the JSON format. Let me show you how the policy looks like. This is the AWS managed policies, like, and this is the JSON format. If you want to customize it by like for you, so you can customize it in the JSON format according to you. Like you can restrict to a single object, restrict to a single bucket, whatever you want. Okay, like most of you having a doubt with the resource-based policies. When I'm like explaining the resources like S3, then we will have a then you have a more clarity. Right now, you can just understand if I'm creating one resource and I am like attaching some policy, like who can access that resource. That is basically your resource policies. I am creating one resource, and inside that resource, I am creating policy that Talib can access this, Ramya cannot access this, Pratik can access this, Ravinder cannot access this. If I am like writing policy like this, that is your resource-based policy. I hope this like demo of IAM is clear to you. Now I'm moving forward. Till here, anyone have any doubt, anything, any questions? You can, if yes, please write in the chat. I think okay. No issues. Please show group example. Group is very simple. Like what I have done, I have created many groups. Like I have created one group named as Smart Employee, and one policy is attached to it. This is smart. Two users are there, Abhishek and Talib. And what permissions they have? They are having a read-only access. Suppose I have created one group, user group, like named as Smart Employee. Attach this permission as read-only access. So this as read-only access will be applicable on both the users, on Abhishek as well and on Talib as well. Now let me show you the resource-based policy. So this is an example of a resource-based policies. Resource-based policy are those policies which are applicable on the resources, like your S3 bucket. And these policies are basically granting the like specified permissions to perform a specific actions on that resource, and also defines at what conditions. See here I have defined like when this condition satisfied, then this policy is applicable. So like this example is resource-based policies basically denies the permissions for any user for the S3 operations to like on any object in the specified S3 bucket. And these permissions are denied unless the request originates from the this range of IP address. This is the example of a resource-based policies. Now let me tell you about the permission boundaries. So this permission boundary is basically a feature of IAM, and it is used to set the maximum permission. How many of you know about the permission boundary? Is there anyone who have any idea about the permission boundary? Okay, no idea. So it is basically a feature of a IAM, and with the help of this permission boundary, you can set the maximum permissions that a single entity can has. Or single entity means your user or your role can has. So this entity's permission boundary allows it to perform only that actions that are allowed with both in the identity-based policies as well as in the permission boundaries. So this permission boundary act as a barrier to prevent the entity from performing any actions or any on a service that it should not perform. So like in this example, we are having one user named as Martha, and Martha belongs to a developer group, and she is having a this policy is applicable to Martha. So like this policy basically using not action element to allow all the actions for AWS services, except IAM and AWS organizations. So only IAM permissions are granted to create a service link role also. Let me tell you the another thing. Now there is one more user is there, which is Matthew. Matthew is having some permissions which is inherited from here, because Matthew is in the developer group. So this policy is applicable. Apart from this policy, he's also this permission boundary is also applicable on the Matthew. The permission boundary is just like that. Like this Matthew can do all like whatever he want to do with the CloudWatch. Like CloudWatch, if he want to perform any actions, he can do. So if he is trying to do something with the S3, he cannot do it because in the permission boundary it is not mentioned. He can only do the such operations with the CloudWatch only. Now let's create a scenario and let's understand like see, I am having one user named as Ramya, and Ramya is having a S3 read-only access. So Ramya is working Ramya is working in my organization, and she is only dealing with the S3 only. So what I can do in the permission boundary, I can set the S3 full access. So if accidentally someone adding more policies here, if accidentally someone adding AC2 full access, RDS full access, DynamoDB full access, that will be not applicable to Ramya, because in the permission boundary, I have prevented her to only to only work on the S3 only. Because in the permission boundary, I have set the S3 full access. If accidentally I am adding one more person, like adding more permissions here, that will be not applicable. Now I'm creating a scenario and you will answer that. You can see one user is here named as Ramya, and this identity based policy is applicable to Ramya. Here I am attaching S3 read only. Here I am attaching in the permission boundary, I am setting S3 full access. After that, I am giving EC2 full access to Ramya. Now Ramya is trying to launch 100 EC2 instances inside my account. Can she do that or not? If yes, why? If no, why? Xavier is saying yes. Yashwant is also saying yes. Okay. Xavier, like also he's like, yes. Okay. Now those who are saying no, the answer is correct. She cannot do it. Now those who are saying yes, and they are also giving explanations, because he is having a full access, EC2 full access. That's why he can, like she can launch the EC2 instance. But just now I have told you, like in the permission boundary, we are giving the maximum permissions which Ramya can has. So in the permission boundary, I have already said S3 full access is the maximum permissions she can has. If I am adding more permissions, that will be not applicable to Ramya. Only those permissions will be applicable which will be allowed here in the identity based policies and in the permission based policies. Means the intersection of both will be applicable on Ramya. Makes sense to everyone? Intersection of both the policies, permission boundary as well as the identity based policy will be applicable to Ramya. Intersection, or you can say the common things, or you can say the policy which is applicable both places in the identity based in the identity based policies as well as in the permission boundary. Now, whatever I have explained to you, can you write in the chat what I'm trying to say? About the permission boundary. What's your understanding? Folks, please don't mix it with resource-based policies and all those things. Resource-based policies are different thing. Yeah. Xavier is saying intersection of both the in the permission policies and the permission boundaries is applicable to Ramya. Correct, Xavier. Correct, Ravi Shankar. Common, yeah. Exactly, Shikha. Permission boundary basically restricting the user. Correct. Correct. That means you got my point. Boundary is the gate. Boundary is not a gate. Boundary is basically the maximum permissions which a single entity can has. Can we add EC2 access to permission boundary to Ramya and not to permission policy? Yeah, you can do that. If you are doing that thing, yeah, who is that? Divya. You are asking, can we add EC2 full access in the permission boundary? Okay, now I am changing a situation. In the permission policy, it is S3 read only access. In the permission boundary, it is EC2 full access. Now Ramya can what permissions Ramya has? Divya has asked a question. People are saying S3. Okay, Divya, what's your understanding? If in the permission policies, I am writing EC2 full access, permission boundary EC2 full access, permission boundary S3 full access. Then what access she has? See, Parimal got the point. Parimal is saying no, none, no access. Correct. Because just now I have said to you the common things, the intersection of both the things, the permission boundary and the permission policies will be applicable to Ramya. As I am setting EC2 full access here and S3 full access here, so nothing is common in between them. That's why nothing is applicable to Ramya. Everyone got it? Okay, let's move forward. So this IAM users are basically like this. These all are the IAM users. So sometimes you need to delegate the access temporarily to the users or the services that does not normally normally does not have the access to your AWS resources. So for example, a user in one account might require access to the resources of another account or a mobile app that you are using AWS resources. So you don't want to store AWS keys with the applications. So so that can be a difficult situation to rotate and where user can potentially restrict them. So for that we are using our roles. When we are not creating a credentials, we are not giving any password or username to someone user. So for that we are creating a roles. Not just understand these roles very carefully. What is role? So see, four pupils are there: Mary, Diego, Matteo, and Martha. They are belongs to a developer group, and this policy is applicable to all four pupils. Now, one day in my organization, currently Mary is working as a developer, but one day in my organizations, someone from the database is absent or on leave or not available, and I want to perform some task. I want to perform some task on my database. So one option is I am creating one user and assign database permissions to someone, then he or she can perform some operation in the DynamoDB. Another for that I have to create a user and I have to get the user ID and a password and all those things and create a user, and so it's very complex task. So instead of that, what I am doing, I am creating a role, and that role will be assumed by this Mary. Once this I'm creating a role of the role name is database admin role, and this role will be assumed by Mary. Once Mary is assuming these roles, then Mary can do all the operations on this DynamoDB. And once Mary is performing the same things, this Mary can forget the whatever the permissions which is inherited from here, that will be forgotten by the Mary. Now, how I'm saying these things, let me show you with the demo. So yeah, put the roles. Now let's create one role. I'm creating a role for a user in my account. I can also create a role for another account or like another user which is another AWS account. User is my account. I'm creating a role for Ramya. Clicking next. What role I want to give? See, currently when Ramya is trying to do something with my EC2, it is showing API error. So right now, like one situation is came Ramya is having a good knowledge with EC2. She having a good knowledge with the computing things, and she is saying, I am having one task. I am saying like no one is available. Let's create one role and assign that role to Ramya, so Ramya can perform the same task. So what I'm doing, I am creating one role for Ramya and giving this EC2 full access and giving role name is demo role, description for testing purpose. And keeping everything by default, let's create this role. Okay, role is created. Where is that role? Demo role. Yeah, this one is my role, demo role. Now, how the role will be assumed by? So for the role to be assumed, I have to change this trust policy. So what I will do, I will go to this user and copy this ARN of Ramya. And in the trust relationship policy, I will edit this trust relationship policy and paste that ARN here of Ramya so that this role will be applicable on Ramya. Update the policy. Yeah, everything is done. Now I am coming to the this account, Ramya's account. Currently, I'm logged in as Ramya, and Ramya is having only S3 read-only access permission. Now Ramya wants to perform something on my EC2. So what Ramya will do, as one role is already created and that is associated with Ramya, Ramya click on switch role. It needs account ID. This is the account ID of the root user, means Talib's account. Role name is demo role. And let's click on switch role. See, previously it is showing API error. Right now, Ramya can see how many instances are currently running. One instance is currently running. If she wants, she can also launch the instances. She can do everything with my EC2. She can see how many elastic IPs are there, sub snapshots are there, if any volumes are there, if any KPIs are there, then security groups are there. So currently, she has assumed the role of EC2 full access. So she got a temporary credentials for performing some task for certain interval of time. And you are asking how you can say that it is a temporary access. So see, maximum session duration I have set for a 1 hour. After 1 hour, these credentials will expire and she has to assume a role again. And if I want, I can also customize this. Like I can customize for 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour, 12 hours. That is taking by default 1 hour. Like if I want to customize it, I can customize it also. Like see, 5 hour is not there. So if I want to if I want to write here 5 hours, so I want to give a custom durations. Custom duration should be out of like between the 3600 or 3200 between this value. Makes sense to everyone? Yeah, those things STS and already are back in the backend. They are like those things are already working. Now currently Ramya has assumed the role. Like Ramya has assumed the role. If she wants to do something with my S3 bucket, will she able to do that or not? Yeah, the answer is no. If she want to do something with my S3 bucket, okay, it is asking to log in again. Let me open S3 again. Let's see what actually showing. I want to see all the bucket. It is saying you don't have a permissions to list the bucket. Even those permissions, even the S3 read-only access permission are also gone. Because right now she has assumed a role to do something on my EC2 instance. If I want to switch back, click on this switch back. Now I switch back the role. Now currently Ramya is working as Ramya, who is having a S3 read-only access. If I go again here and reload this, it will show API error. Makes sense to everyone? Yeah, now let me take a questions as well. Can there be more than one role assigned? Yeah, it's possible. What is the maximum time window period? I have already shown you it is from 1 hour to 12 hours. In which account you edited a true relationship? In the root account. In the root account, I have edited this because the role is created in the root account. After 10 hours, you don't need to like assign the role again, but you like those credentials will be expired. Suppose right now I am working on my EC2 and I have given the 1 hour times. So after 1 hours, these credentials will expire, and again I have to assume a role by providing the account ID and the role name and click on the switch role. Then then I can like switch like then I can assume the role again. Okay, let's move back to our PPTs. So role is clear to you, and you can also like our user like this is a development account and this is the production account. This is account one, this is account two. So account like the user which is on the this one account, this Diago can also assume a role of the this Diago can also assume a role to perform some task on the another account as well. See what actually happens. Like this Diago is like having some credentials. So with the use of those credentials, he's requesting for a role. So I'm updating a roles to do some things with the S3. So now Diago is assuming a roles and he can do something with the S3 after assuming a role even on the other account as well. This is my second account. And in the backend, these all things will be happen with the help of a STS, security token service. Security token service is responsible for the temporary credentials. This is the example, another examples like suppose right now, like now user is not assuming a role. The role is assumed via some service. So that is basically called your service role. Suppose this Lambda wants to perform some operations, like Lambda wants to access this DynamoDB table. Like suppose I am writing here, hi, my name is Talib. Like I am having one application and I want that when I am clicking on update button, so this lambda will be invoked and this entry will be gone inside a DynamoDB table. So for this, for triggering, like when I am clicking updating, it is triggering. So to write that entry, write this inside this lambda need access of DynamoDB. So for that, we are creating a service role. Make sense to everyone? What is service role? When one service is assuming a role to perform some operations on the another service. Let's see the IAM policy logic. Okay, let me take a question. If you want to add a role to Ramya permanently, Dheeraj, when I am having a such use case, when I have to create a role permanently, then I will create a role instead of create a role. What I can do, I can create a user and assign those permissions. Role are used for the giving a temporary credentials for doing a specific task for certain interval of time. That's why I'm saying. When I need some permanent user, then I will not assign a role. I will create a permanent user and assign those permissions permanently. Okay, now we are having a evaluation logic. So evaluation logic is basically like we when we are defining the policies, we are defining allow, explicit, and all those things. So let me tell you the first preference. Preference is by default everything is denied. Let me by default everything is denied and explicit allow having more preference than the by default deny, and explicit deny is having a more precedence than explicit allow. So by default, everything is deny. If you want to allow something, then you have to write allow, explicit allow. And if something is explicitly allowed, then if you want to deny some things, then you have to write explicit deny. Explicit deny have the more precedence than all these things. So we are using the policies for fine-tune permissions to grant the IAM users, roles, groups, and these policies are in the JSON format. As I have already shown you that JSON format in the console as well. So you can use them with the version control systems, and it is also a good practice to define the least privilege access to the users, groups, and role. What is the meaning of a principle of least privilege? Principle of least privilege is that you have to give only the specific permissions which someone requires. Only give the some specific permissions, like someone is there who is working as a developer, so I will assign only those permissions which a developer require. I will not assign the permissions of billing, I will not assign the permission of a database, I am not assign a permission of a admin. I'm giving only the least permissions which he requires. Now let's see the evaluation logic. Evaluation logic basically as you know, if it is explicit, first we will check if it is denied or not. If it is explicit deny, then deny that. And if no, then we will check if it is explicit allow or not. If it is explicit allow, then we are allowing this. And if it is not explicit allow as well, then we are denying. So this is the same presentation which I like. This is the basically same representation of the this particular statement. If it is deny, explicit deny, then deny it. If it is allowed, then allow it. Otherwise, deny it, because deny is having a explicit deny is having a more precedence. Makes sense to everyone? Service roles, repeat, please. Service role is basically service is like any AWS service is assuming a role. Like this lambda is performing something on this DynamoDB. So for that lambda is want some permissions to do some operations on this. So for that we are creating a service role. Let me also show you that also. See, when I'm creating a role, if I want to create a one more role, it is giving me two options, for a user or for a service. Suppose I want to create a role for service, so I can also choose any service. Like suppose this EC2 wants to use a role, so what I will do, I will click this EC2. Next, I want that this EC2 can access my DynamoDB table. So what I will do, I will give the DynamoDB full access to the EC2. So likewise, also the service can also assume a role, and that is called a service role. And these all see whatever, I am showing some demo, and some demo is not there in this course. So those demos are on the labs. So once I will enable the labs, you will perform the same things on the lab as well. So I have already shown you this thing. Now let's see the IDE. So IDE configurations. So whenever you are configuring the IDEs, so first you are setting all these things like credentials, profiles, environment variable as well, and the temporary credentials and the cloud-9 credentials if you are working on the cloud-9. So this is basically all about the IDE configuration. Now how you will configure the credentials? By writing this command AWS configure. Then when you are writing this command AWS configure, it is asking you the access key ID and the secret access key ID. So you are giving the access key ID, secret access key ID, and giving the region name and output format, all those things. Suppose I want to log in as a user one. So I am writing the command like this: AWS configure dash profile user one. So the second example is basically I am logged in not as a root user, I am logged in as a user one. Makes sense to everyone? Now using multiple named profiles. So using multiple named profiles means what is the use of that use? So we are using the CLI, so you can configure also multiple named profiles. So as a collection of settings and credentials, it is basically used to interact with the AWS services. So with this named profiles, you can switch between the two accounts or between three accounts that user can do. You can also do the same things in your IDE like your VS Code, Eclipse, Visual Studio, or the different IDEs. Like for example, this developer is tasked to create a S3 bucket in two accounts. So like using the CLI, first they are like logged in as a root users, then logged in as a user ones to create a S3 bucket. S3 bucket. This is a different account, and this is a different account. Using the CLI, this developer is logged into two accounts. Like first it is logged in this account to create a bucket, then the developer is logged into this account to create a bucket as a user one. Also, you can use the different IDs like JetBrains and all those things. So whenever you are switching up profiles, it is also supported through your IDEs also. When it is paired with the AWS toolkit, means like whenever you are downloading the AWS toolkit, then it will be like you can do the same thing. You can use the multiple named profiles. And in this example, this developer is basically deploying a Lambda functions in multiple accounts by switching up profiles within the IDE. And this AWS toolkit for the JetBrains also streamlines the process through the Eclipse replacement. So whenever you are like configuring your IDE, you are setting all these things, like you are setting the global settings, environment variables, and the service specific setting and priority order as well. So like when you are configuring the AWS configure, so you are setting down all those things. Like so those access key ID and the secret access key ID will be saved in the backend. So whenever you are like requesting some, like you are performing some operations, those secure what to call those access key ID and secret access key ID will be like comes into the picture when you are doing the same thing. Oh, let's see more. So now we are having a security credential priority order. So it is basically in this priority, like first we are having a credential specified in the code in the CLI, then we are having environment variables. In the environment variables, we will see the access key ID and the secret access key ID. And we are also having a credentials profile, like the this file is also there, .aws credentials or .aws credentials. All these files are already saved in the backend. And then you can then you are also having an instance profile. Instance profile, that means like you can associate a IAM role with each of your EC2 instances, and these temporary credentials for that role are also available to code to code running in the instances. Also, like to increase the security, we are also signing the request. So the signing the request is basically we are adding the authentication information to our API request, which is sent via the HTTPS. And for the security reasons, most of the requests are signed with an access key. So this access keys consists of access key ID and the secret access key ID, which are basically commonly your security credentials whenever you are using your CLI method or you are using your SDK method. In the SDK method, you are also using a terminal and you are giving your access key ID and the secret key access key ID to verify yourself or to authenticate yourself. So you are like how you are signing the request, like you are verifying the identity of the requester. Then you are like protecting the data in transit as well with the help of this signature version 4. Also, you are protecting against the replay attacks. Now, what are the temporary credentials? Temporary credentials are basically the short-term credentials, which we are which is provided to some service or some user to perform some specific task. Just like we are doing the same things in the roles. In the roles, we are providing the short-term credentials or the temporary credentials with the help of this service, security token service named as STS. So these are the short terms, and in the roles, we are using these temporary credentials. It is not stored with the requester, and it is also expired. So it cannot be reused again. It is expired. It cannot be reused again. And it is recyclable, and it's also support a web identity federations. You see the flow. First, suppose one user, this is the user is requesting access to a role. So basically this role will be given like this STS basically giving a temporary credentials. After that, this user can perform something on the S3 bucket. This is the concept of a temporary credentials. Cloud9 credentials, whenever you are working with the Cloud9, as I have shown you this thing also, like that times when I am working on the Cloud9, I am having one thing. When I am working with the EC2 environment, so in the EC2 environment, I can use these roles because those roles are created in the backend, so that whatever I will write inside a code, that will be applicable and the change will be reflect inside my account. Why? Because the role is created in the backend. And also I have the assisted environment, which is stored in the environment. Also, when we are working with any IDs, you have to also consider these things, which is your Java virtual machine time to live setting and the environment variables. What is Java? JVM TTL. JVM TTL basically cache the DNS names lookup. And these AWS resources are also DNS name entries that are occasionally changed. And we are also recommending you to configure your JVM as well as like with some TTL value. TTL value is basically some time to live value, which can be which can be not more than 60 seconds. Environment variable basically like providing the another way to specify the configuration option and credentials, and it can be useful for scripting or temporary settings named as named profile as default. Now we are having a knowledge check. So before having a knowledge check, let me read the comment like chat. Difference between the AWS config and the AWS credential command. AWS config is the basically a file in which all the credentials are stored, like your access key ID and the secret access key ID. The policy which are applied to a user, if removed, is it possible to check logs who removed and when it is removed? Yeah, it's possible. Till now, I have not showed you that thing, but it's possible. Like with the help of a CloudTrail. CloudTrail is basically like recording the API activity inside your account. So with the help of CloudTrail, you can do the same thing. Role and group are different. Okay, now it's my questions to everyone. What is the difference between a role and group? What option need to select in CloudTrail? Who's this? Vijay Kumar. We there in a meeting. After 6, I will show you how to do that. Yeah, most of the people is asking the difference between a group and the role. So can please differentiate for me? This is my question for everyone. What is the difference between the role and the group? Group to add multiple users, role. One user can be under a group with another policy attached. Okay, correct. Role is basically providing a temporary access. Correct. That means you got my point. Now, the participant which is asking the difference between the role and group, I hope you got it. If no, please write in a chat so that I can give you some more clarity. Let me see the previous chat. Okay, still people are asking for the lab and the attendance. Attendance form is closed, I think. On the 3:30, I think it is closed. Okay. Any other questions still here? Anyone have any doubt? If no, then I will ask you. Like I will ask you a few more questions. Correct. I got you. Now there is no need to explain the role and group. Like I got you. I know you. I know you. Like you got my point regarding a role and related to config. Yeah. What is your questions? Please ask. Yeah. Please shoot your question. One role can given to a group of people. Yes. Can we access bucket without credentials? Answer is no. When you don't have the permissions, when you don't have a account, how will you access the bucket? Without credentials, how you will verifying yourself? Like it's you, Mujahid. If I'm like taking your passport and your Aadhaar and like all things, how you will identify, how will you prove your identity? Like your name is Mujahid Sheikh. Can a role be reused again after expiry? Yeah, correct. Yes, answer is yes. You can use a role after expiry. Like role can be assumed again. Do we have any another way to access defining a role or ARN? Access as using defining role or ARN. I don't understand your questions, what you are trying to ask. I think, can S3 bucket have full public access? By default, it is private, but if you want, you can do that. By default, it is private. The user account you have pasted relationship account so that pasted URL with the user account. I get that you are the like I have get URL from the root account. In the root account, I have created one user named as Ramya. So Ramya having one ARN. ARN basically Amazon resource name, that is a unique ARN for each and every resources inside AWS account. S3 is having a unique ARN. Every user having a unique ARN. Even every role is having a unique ARN. I'm not able to finding anything to mark my attendance, Ramesh. Ramesh, the attendance attendance form is closed on 3/15. So those who have not marked the attendance, their attendance will be marked by the backend team itself. So don't worry about it. Okay, I think I'm done with this. Now we are having a knowledge check. Now answer. First question is for you. Where we get you, please show in the Ramya's account. Mix of responses. Okay, no means false. Okay, I think everyone is saying false, 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 false. Correct, it is false. What about the second? True, 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 true. Let's see. It is true. What about the third one? Third one. Let me give you a hint for that. They are talking about the identity-based policies, specific action on a resource. This is hint for you. False, 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 false. Correct, it is false. What about the fourth one? Just now I have shown you. Fourth one. What about the fourth one? True, true, true. Let's see. It is true. What about the fifth one? It's true. What about the sixth one? Sixth one. Ayush. Yeah, I got your answer. I know it's true. There's no need to write the same answer like 4 times. True, true, true. It's true. Yeah. We are done with the core module. Now I will enable the lab number one for you. So I am enabling the lab. Enabled lab from my side. Let you know if it is enabled or not. Lab 1 is enabled in Python as well, in Java as well, in .NET as well. I missed the first part. What is the solution for getting the lab access? I am not yet get the access. Who is that? Niladri Chandra. Okay, you can write your email on this document. I am sharing one document link. Write your email on this document. Already done, then no issues. I'll add your name manually. Is there anyone who is having the access to share his screen? Lab is enabled for everyone. Like those who are having a lab issue, like lab access, lab is enabled for you. Launch button is there for the lab one. Okay. Is there anyone who is having access to share his screen? Yeah, you can click on launch. And like before that, I want to show you how to do the lab. If no one has the access to share the screen, then I will do the lab, and you will see me, and you will do the same thing by your own. Anyone who is having access to share his screen? Okay, no issues. I am joining the like I am doing the lab for you. Give me a moment. So I'm sharing my screen, and these all are the labs. So let's launch a lab. Okay, see, lab is ready. Now I will do the lab number one in Python for you. So lab number one is all about the configure your development environment. So don't go beyond the lab instructions. See, all the lab instructions are there. Just see the instructions from here. First, the lab is loading. When once the lab is loading, then I will tell you. And will this lab remain active later too? Yeah, this lab will be with you for 1 month. Like from the date of creation, it is available to you for 1 month, and you can perform 5 times each lab. Click on open. Niladri, click on open. 5 times each lab. You have to follow the instructions. It shows both the lab 1 and 2. I have only Safari and okay, no issues. You can write your mail in the document. I will see. Yeah, it will take a time. Like those who are doing in Python, it will take around 5 minutes, and those who are doing the lab in Java and .NET, it will take lab to load around 10 to 15 minutes. That's why I'm showing in Python, and after that, I will add your name manually, and you will do your lab by your own. I'm just showing the instructions how to do the lab. Lab you will be done by yourself. All the instructions are there. Just read the instructions and perform the same thing. I'm not getting the screen you are loading. See, for someone, I don't know, unknown user, it is showing, but the lab is ready in the Python. Now click on the start lab. Just now, I am also letting for me also it is loading. Once here it will appear start lab, then I will click on the start lab and open the console. I will show you. I want to do the Java, how to get it. Java lab is also there. 3 labs are there, Python, .NET, and Java as well. Yeah, it will take time because they are creating the environment for you. Like they are creating one virtual machine for you. Inside that virtual machines, they are creating a ID. So to create all these things in the backend, it takes time. So that's why it takes like 10 to 15 minutes to load. Yeah, you can do that, Vinod. You can pause the lab and come back later to the river. I think you will get to like once the lab is ready, I will show you how much time you will get to perform the same lab. I think it's around 4 hours. Let's see. And labs are very important because in the developer, whatever I am explaining to you, if you are not doing the same thing with your the hands-on, then it will of no use. Please do the labs carefully. Ankita, do we need to do this along with you or later? You can do the labs later. Right now, I'm just showing how to do that. And after that, like once the lab one is done, then you can do the same things like lab one, lab two, lab three by your own. What is the timeline to complete? I request like when you come for the tomorrow sessions, the lab one will be completed. So that if you have any doubt, we can discuss at the once we will start the session, I will give you 10 minutes to resolve your lab doubt. Then I will start our PPT. And at the end also, I will give you 5 more minutes to resolve your lab doubts. So lab you will do by your own, but I will take your doubts. Like someone is performing a lab and he or she is getting an issue or error, then I will resolve those errors. See, for me, lab is ready. Now what I have to do, I will click on Start Lab and click on Open Console. See, console is ready. This is like I'm talking about I'm talking about like you will get a one dummy AWS management console. So this is your AWS management console. Right now, I am not logged in as a Talib Khan. Right now, I am logged in as a dummy user for these labs. Now, what I will do, go to the instructions again. This lab one is Python, and the lab one I will configure the development environment. How to do that? Let's see. Tasks are there. So I will see the task zero. From here, lab is started. Task zero. Task zero, it is saying that connect your development environment. Okay, how to connect that? It is saying from a browser tab, open management console. I have opened it. Use the search bar and choose the Cloud9. Okay, I'm going to the search bar, searching for a Cloud9. Okay, let's read the instructions one more time. Once I'm entering in the Cloud9, it is saying you go to the environment page next to the lab one, choose open. Okay, right now, yeah, this is my environment page. It is saying next to the lab one, click open. Click on the open and see lab, this Cloud9 is configuring for me. Right now, I'm not using my own management console. Right now, I am using a dummy management console for the labs, for performing the labs. Okay, yeah, everything is ready. Now let's see what to do next. Next, it is saying that by default, cloud environment will open with a different theme. So, okay, and we are doing the lab instructions in the terminal. Okay, now we are coming on the task number one. So task number one, don't go with the high level instructions, go with the detailed instructions. So task 1.1 is you have to check if like which Python version is installed. So for that, I have to run this command, copying this command and pasting this command here in the terminal to check the Python version. It's we are using Python 3.8.16. So if you are getting if you are getting output like this, it is saying expected output will be like this. So I'm getting, yeah, okay, Vineet. No issues. So what I have done till now, click on the lab launch. Once lab is ready, click on start console. Yeah, click on the start lab and then click on open console. This is the start lab. Here it is all the instructions are there. Hello, here is my console. Once I'm on the console, it is saying to ask, it is saying to open Cloud9. I have opened my Cloud9 and it is asking me to choose this open. So I have choose this open. So like you don't have there's a no need to follow me. Follow the instructions. I am also following the same instructions. So it is in the task 1.1, it is saying that verify which version of Python is installed. So I have run this command and I got this output, Python 3.8.16. Okay. So it is saying you will get expected output like this. Yeah, I got the expected output like this. That means the task, that means the task 1.1, like the 5 number step is complete. Now let's see what is the 6 number step. 6 number step is it is saying verify the CLI, like which CLI version you are using. So I am copying this command and pasting here and pressing enter. Also, I am getting the CLI version as well. Then it is saying the expected output would be like this. Those people who are using the lab in Java and in the .NET, they are not performing the lab using a Cloud9. You will do the same thing with the help of a IDE or with the help of your VS Code or I think PyCharm. For the Python, those who are doing the lab in Pythons, they are using the Cloud9. Okay, so this step is also completed. Now it is saying that in the step number 7, it is saying that choose the gear icon and go to the Cloud9 preference, go to the AWS setting, untoggle this. Okay. Yeah, what is this timer? Timer is basically in this particular times you have to complete the lab. If this time is over and you have not completed the lab, your first attempt is gone. Now you only left the 4 attempts is left for you. At that times, I have said that you can do the each lab 5 times. So you have to complete the labs within this time. Can we pause the times? The answer is no, you cannot pause the time. I think from here, maybe we can pause the times. Let me see if I can pause the time or no. No, I cannot pause the time. I can end the lab and I can launch the lab. Lab 1 is very short, like lab 1 is very small. So you can do the lab by your own. Start the lab, we need to install a CLI in local machines. No. Lab is already pre-configured. There is a no requirement to install anything in your local machine. Let me see the yeah. Next step is saying that in the 7 number is in the 7th step from the task 0. Yeah. All for the all left there will be a different timer. So task 7 is saying that choose the gear icon. Let me see where is the gear icon. Yeah, I chosen this gear icon. Then it is saying go to the AWS setting. Where is AWS setting? Yeah, got it. Now it is saying untoggle this. Okay, untoggle this. That means my 7th step is completed. And you will not get any confirmation that your lab is completed. I'm repeating again, you will not get any completion, like any pop-up and all those things. I have to install IntelliJ first. No, there's no need to install anything. These labs are pre-configured. Once you will launch a Java lab, then there will be instructions. Like one Gocomol link is there. Copy that Gocomol link in the browser and use your username as a student and your password as the administrator password is there. Like here, those who are doing the lab in the Java and the .NET, here administrator password is shown to you. Copy that password and paste it in the Gocomol link. Then it is saying that after the 7th step, it is saying that close preference tab. Okay, let me close the preference tab. Close the preference tab. Now what I have to do? Do this. Okay, I have to run this command. Let's run this command, copying this command and pasting this command in the terminal and pressing enter. I am getting this type of output. Cannot remove, no file or such directory is there. Let's see. Okay, it is saying you will get expected output like this. Cannot remove. No such file or directory is there. That means I am on the right track. Now it is saying that you have to run this command, AWS configure. Okay, let's run this command, AWS configure. Next, you don't need to create any access key ID and the secret access key ID. As I have already told you, these labs are pre-configured. So I will press enter, 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 because those things are already there. So there is a no need to put any access key ID and secret access key ID. And this thing is already mentioned in the in this instruction as well. It is saying that leave blank, leave blank, leave blank. It is saying update to a proper region. Okay, I have not updated to a proper region. Let me update a proper region. In which region I am working in? See the region from here. It's AP South 1. So I will choose the same region. AWS configure. Keep it default, default. AP South. What is that? AP Southeast. AP South 1. Enter. And I want the output in YAML. YAML. Okay. Step number 11 is completed. Now, when I am on the step number 12, two options are there, choice A and choice B. And one option is correct and another option is wrong. So which option is correct? You can do like you can see the solution from here. Click on this option to do solution 1. So to do solution 1, choice A is correct. Copy this choice A, return to the instructions again. So choice A is correct. Copy the choice A and paste it here. And press enter. See, I got this type of output. Account, ARN, and the user ID. Here also it is saying you will get this output, this type of output, account, ARN, and user ID. Then I am coming on the task number 2. So I hope you got it, how to do the lab. When there is a choice, check the solution and whatever there is a right choice, use the right choice. Now let me see the questions. Can we run lab by Python, Java, both? We are able to launch only one. No. You can do like both the labs or all the labs, but it's totally up to you. But I will recommend you to to choose any technology. Either you can do the lab in Java, either in Python, or either in .NET. Please help for Java as well. Okay, Java labs will take a time to load. Let me see. Okay, I'm guiding you. Click on the launch button. Once the lab is ready, open the start the lab. Then at the here on the left hand side, you will see some Gocomol link. Copy that Gocomol link and paste it in a browser. Can you please show the launch button? Yeah, I can show that. This is the launch button. Is loading. Yeah. That's why I'm saying that the .NET and the Java one will take some times. That's why I'm not showing the Java and the .NET, because it is taking, I think, 10 to 15 minutes to load, to to make to available all the software and all those things. There's a no there's a no options to pause the lab. You have to perform the lab in a given time. See this right now. I hope you can see my screen. Kokomo link is not working. How is it possible? If this lab is ready within 5 minutes, then I will tell you how the Kokomo link is, how to do the same thing with the Kokomo link. Is there anyone whose Java lab is ready? Is there anyone whose Java lab is ready? You can click a screenshot and paste in the chat so that I can guide you. In the left hand side, you will see some instructions. Some boxes are there. where Gokomo link, administrator password, all things are written. Copy the Gokomo link and paste in a browser. And let me like take a screenshot and paste it in the chat so that I can see and I can guide you. Where is the link? Which link? Okay, click on Sitiketh, who is this? Click on Start Lab. Everyone click on Start Lab. Those who whose Java lab is ready. If your .NET lab is also ready, then also click on the same thing, Start Lab. Yeah, see, what's the name? Mahesh. You copy the Gokomol link and paste it in a browser, and you got this type of interface, Apache Gokomol. Now it is asking you the username and password. Your username is student, and it is also mentioned in the. It is this the like yeah, that username and the password is also mentioned in the instructions. No, there's no need to do the 5 attempts in one go. Like that is for you. Like if sometimes like in the first attempt you don't understand that much, you can do the 1 more times. You can do 3 more times. That's why they are giving the 5 attempts. Who is that? Mahesh. Mahesh, in the instructions they are giving you the in the user ID, the username and the password. Can you please screenshot that thing and paste in the chat? Gopinath, click on the Start Lab. Copy the Gokumo link and paste in the browsers. Getting not secured. Maybe you are using like TCS laptop, that's why it is showing not secured. Can you please help me with this? Do I need to connect VPN? No. If you are using a VPN, please off it. Don't use the Google Mall link like this is only for one particular user. Don't paste your Google Mall link here. Everyone has a different Google Mall link. Delete this. Otherwise, someone will try to do the same thing. Yeah, someone is asking this one. Click like those who are doing the Java, like those who are doing the lab in the Python. Click on in the step number 7. It is saying that go to the square icon. I hope my screen is visible to you. Go to this icon, then go to the AWS setting, then untoggle this, and that's all. Then close this and do your next task, next steps. Yeah, see for Mahesh, Java Lab is ready. He has used the username and the password, and the things like virtual machine is ready. Now you have to click on the IntelliJ and copy the follow the same instructions which are written in the instruction guide. Username and password is already mentioned in the instructions. Ankita, username is student, but if you want to see at the end of the instructions, username is already mentioned. It is student. So I have to use my personal lab for lab. No, it's not like that, Lakshmi. You can use your official one also. Step 10 and 11. Let me see step 10 and 11. Step 10, they are saying that you are configuring. Yeah. See, Sachin has shared something. So those who want to see, those who want to see the username and the password, click on this. Connect to your Windows Dev instance using Apache Gokomo link. If you are clicking on this, then you will see your username and the password as well. Different methods are there. If you are a Mac user, then you can use Mac OS machine using RDP. If you are using a Windows, then you can also the third option. But I will suggest you to use the Apache Kokomo method. Copy paste is not working in IntelliJ terminal. I don't know. Maybe, but I think when I perform the lab, that is working for me. Copy paste is working for me at that time. Maybe like on your browser, you have disabled that. On your browser, you have disabled that. Google Mall link is not working. Try again. Like it's not possible. Like for someone it is working and for you it is not working. Now see the instructions and do the lab by your own. If you are having any issue, then we will discuss those issues in the today, like in the tomorrow session. What password should be enter? Password is your administrator password in the left hand side of your instruction. Is it okay? Yes, Maloob, it is okay. But if you are doing the lab in Java or in .NET, then you are not doing the same thing with the help of a console. Instead of that, you are using one virtual machine. It is saying okay, it is showing not secure. No issues. It is showing not secure, but it is this lab is totally dedicated to you. Because in the AWS environment, we are creating a lab and your name is there. That's why it is totally dedicated to you. If you are it is showing not secure, don't worry about it. Regarding IAM policy deletion, can we discuss now? Yeah, you can ask. VS Code installation mandatory? No. These labs are pre-configured. VS Code is already up and running for you when the lab is ready. In the cloud trail, which options need to select? In the cloud trail, um, like in the cloud trail, go to the cloud trail and then go to the activities. In the activities, you will see maybe where we can check the access key ID. Access key ID is not mandatory for the labs. Cannot continue right now as I have done other work. Yeah. Also, that's all from my side also. Like you can do the lab by your own. And those who are not having the lab access, they can write your mail in the document. I will add your name manually. Now do all the tasks by your own. And if someone is having any issue, we will discuss those issues in tomorrow. This document, let me paste the document again. Those who are not having the lab access, those who are not able to do the labs, not do the labs, those who are not accessing the labs, they are not able to see the lab interface. So in that case, you can write your name in this document. You will not get any mail like you have completed the lab. Once all the steps are done, that means the lab is completed. Okay, so that's all from my side. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for your responses and for your time. See you tomorrow. Have a great evening ahead. I did not get the Gocomol link. Gocomol link is the in the left hand side. If you are doing the lab in the Python, sorry, not Python. If you are doing the lab in the Java in the .NET, then Gocomol link is there in the left hand side. Here, you can see my cursor. Here you will see the Gocomol link. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you soon. Do the lab by your own. If someone is having an issue, then we will discuss those issues in the tomorrow session. Hi Talib. Hi Mohitinder. Thank you everyone. See you soon.